What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here, back with another video. I want to talk about Stefan Diggs, man. Stefan Diggs is a very interesting person right now. Apparently, not only is he going to have a child with Cardi B, apparently he fathered a child with a Instagram model by the name of Aileen, right? So apparently he was hooking up with her, got her pregnant, she had the child, and now she's suing him for over paternity. Let me say this. You know, these guys may think it's cool to be having children during their NFL or NBA careers, but at some point the money's not going to keep coming in. And you're going to be a free agent struggling to get a call for training camp or a call during the season. Having all these out of wedlock children will add up eventually, especially the fact that this guy now has a child with Cardi B, which is not, because again, you know, she's okay with all of this, but I want people to understand something about this whole thing with Cardi real quick. You know, Cardi B to me is a pick-me. You know, women love to go around, especially a lot of women with feminist ideology, man-hating energy. They love to call other women who have a functional relationship with men pick-me's, right? But what do you call Cardi B? Here's a woman who knows that she is with a man who's sleeping with other women, and she's okay with it, even though this is the same woman who almost went to jail over jumping on females that were allegedly dealing with Offset. It's funny how her fans are okay with her being in this situation where she has to share a man. She never wanted to share women with Offset. She wasn't about sharing women, you know, having him share, sharing him with other women. But if you look at her now, she's okay with it. You know why she's okay with it? Because she has no other options right now. This heifer is so bitter at Offset, she went and had a baby with another man in order to get revenge. You know how sick that is? You had a child last year while you were getting into a relationship with Stefan Diggs. Then you get pregnant with Stefan Diggs' child in order to get back at Offset. Do you think Offset cares? Because he knows what you are. He's always known what you are. So let's fast forward to this situation. You have this particular female here who wants her child to be recognized. She wants him to have a relationship with the child. But this is where Gigi, I think that's her nickname, Gigi. This is where Gigi went wrong. Stefan Diggs is trying to prove that he is into women. And I'm going to tell y'all why he's doing this. Because there have been rumors about him. There's a situation that happened a while back with a guy who accused him of being aggressive towards him, right? And ever since then, he's been messing around with all these different women. He went from having no children to now, Cardi would make his second child? Like, what are you trying to prove? And this is why I say, you know, this guy is the Latina whisperer. Every time you see this guy, he's dealing with this Latina and that Latina, right? Him and his brother. But this guy really put himself in a bad situation because you see, once Cardi B no longer has an album to promote, she's going to give you the same energy she's giving Offset because it's in her nature. And the fact that she's willing to share you with other women shows you how weak of a position she's in. She's on a revenge tour against her ex. And if you don't think for 1 second she's checking up on to see who he's with, you're crazy. And the more Offset is dealing with other women, the more she's going to press on. Next thing you know, she's going to be talking about how, she's looking forward to getting married. And we know that's never going to happen. But let's get into this, into what this baby mother of Stefan Diggs had to say. And this according to People. According to court documents obtained by People, the New England Patriots wide receiver is being accused by model Eileen Laparo, who goes by Lord Giselle on Instagram, of fathering a baby girl who was born this past April. Giselle first filed documents against Diggs to determine a parental relationship of their unborn baby in December of 2024. Now, mind you, the child is not born yet, but they already are trying to get documents. These heifers are not waiting till the child is born because they want child support when she was pregnant. Petitioner is currently pregnant with Diggs' unborn child, the filing read. At the time, Gigi requested legal and physical custody of their baby, but gave Diggs visitation rights. Diggs filed a response to the suit contesting that the baby is his. He requested genetic testing to determine whether or not he is the father. He also wrote in documents that if it is determined that he is the father, he requests joint legal and physical custody, as well as joint payment of responsible expenses of pregnancy, birth, and attorney's fees and costs. So he's saying that the cost should be split down the middle. He shouldn't have to be responsible for everything, which it's a very interesting filing, right? I haven't heard any of these guys file these whenever they get into these paternity situations. So obviously he knew this was coming, and he's putting this filing together, which is what other athletes should do instead of putting themselves in a position to where they have to pay out of pocket for everything. Documents also revealed that Gigi had named her baby daughter Charlie Harper Diggs Laparo, giving her the professional athlete's last name. The U.S. Sun was first to report this story. My client looks forward to the day Mr. Diggs acknowledges and provides for his infant daughter in Los Angeles. Gigi's attorney, Tamar G. Armanac, tells People. So she's filing in Los Angeles. The reason why she's filing in Los Angeles is because Los Angeles is very, very lenient. And they always lean towards the woman in these situations. Now, I don't know if she's a resident of Los Angeles. I don't know if she's born there, but it's very obvious to me that she knows that she could get more if she was to file there. The news comes a day after Cardi B shared that she's pregnant with her fourth baby, which she lied about having at first. Y'all remember? Her first with Diggs due before her tour launches in February. Says she's having a baby with boyfriend Stefan Diggs, Cardi told anchor Gayle King in a pre-taped interview for CBS Morning. We don't know when that interview was pre-taped. We don't know. I know this. I know that Cardi B is only doing this to get back at Offset. But you got to understand, Offset doesn't care, because at the end of the day, once you have a child with Stefan Diggs, you pretty much cut the strings. Offset is not going to go back to her. If anything, she's going to go back to him. I don't see a scenario where Offset goes back to her. She's going to end up going back to him, because that's what happens in these situations. She's doing all this just to get back at him, and he care less, because he knows she's going to come back crawling back to him eventually. Because the album is not doing as well as she thought it was going to do with all this, right? And Stefan Diggs, he looks like a loser in this situation. Like, you're impregnating these women like Cardi B. She's on, and the thing is though, these guys don't protect their seeds, and then they want to complain and cry about child support when they no longer making millions of dollars in the NFL. You think the NFL is going to be there forever? Tell that to Odell Beckham Jr. and some of these other receivers who can't even get in the league right now. That's why I say, these guys like Stefan Diggs, they do this stuff to themselves. And what's going to be interesting, Stefon, if she's able to get a hefty child support payment out of you. Because the way you're moving is very sloppy. You moving like your brother, impregnating this woman, impregnating that woman. It's almost like y'all don't care how financially this is going to really hurt you. Those not only are you paying child support, there's going to be other expenses you're going to have to pay. But these dudes don't care because they want to lay up with these Latinas, and they're willing to turn their financial life upside down just to be with a Latina. You're being used by Cardi B. She's allowing you to do what you do because she's on a revenge tour. And you're the one who's going to look dumb in the end, Stefan. You have all this child support and you're going to be dealing with these baby mamas. Let's see how well you handle it when it really gets bad. So let me know what's in the comment section. Let me know all the videos. Share. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Check out all the videos on the channel. I'll see y'all next.